3 things we're taking on. Last week we talked about 3 things that no longer serve us, things that we're letting go of. And this week we're talking about things that we're taking on instead. The first thing I'm taking on is taking control of my life. Having gotten to a place where I feel much more free to do what I want and not care as much about what other people are thinking, I've allowed myself to do more things that I want to do, enjoy what I want to enjoy, and have let myself pursue more happiness. I talked about that a little bit in the video last week, letting others dictate what I like or how much I like things. And so I think this is just kind of the other side to it, is like I'm letting go of letting other people think what they want to think about me, and I'm letting myself enjoy the things that I want to enjoy.
The first one is heavily related to something I talked about in last week's video, but I am ready to listen to who I am, paying attention to and actually embracing who I am as a person. My likes, my dislikes, my beliefs, my convictions, my hobbies, my passions, all of these things that make up the person of who I am. I know I've talked about this on our channel before, but I don't say it lightly. This has truly changed my life. When I live as who I truly am, there is so much freedom and safety there. And not just living that, but embracing that and appreciating and enjoying who I am as a person. It's something that I'm continuing to work on and something that I am welcoming into my life in this season.
Another thing that I'm taking on, which feels kind of a little bit random and maybe not as significant, but is letting my brain tendrils take me where they will. That's a little phrase that I've come up with myself, of brain tendrils. So the idea being, on free days, I've tried to let my brain and what I'm doing just bounce from one thing to another instead of trying to keep it to task. And with that, I felt like I have been able to get a lot more done, when before I was trying to keep myself stuck on finishing one thing. And I've had some very productive days doing that, where I, go downstairs to put something away, and that reminds me that I need to organize something else. And so I organize that, and then I go back to the other thing. And it's been kind of fun just letting that, riding the brain tendril train and letting it just take me where it will.
Number 2, also related to last week's video, but allowing myself to listen to my inner voice or my intuition. It's only been in the last few years that I've even let myself realize that I have an inner voice, much less actually listen to it. That gut instinct, that voice, that intuition deep inside can protect me, give me insight into what I'm thinking and feeling, into what I need, into whether or not a person or event or situation is safe or unsafe, whether or not I'm living in harmony with myself. Listening to and honoring and following that inner voice has already been so freeing, and I look forward to the continued growth and the continued freedom that I find as I listen to and honor that inner voice instead of just continually shutting it down.
The last thing, which might seem a little bit counterintuitive to my first point of taking control of my life, is I am taking on not having to have everything figured out. So much of my life to this point has been driven by purpose, doing the next thing, being who I was raised to be, and I felt like I was on a roller coaster, dipping and diving towards something. But when COVID hit and everybody had to slow down, I took that time, and I feel like I've continued to take that, slowing down the trying to get whatever it was that I was working on getting to, and have put myself more on coast. Don't get me wrong, I'm still super busy. I'm always trying to figure out how to bring balance to my life with busyness and resting, and I still don't know what I'm doing in life, what my future will be. Still haven't really figured out a career, but I'm just kind of letting myself be for a bit. I'm letting life be life, and I'm not frantically trying to force something onto my life or frantically trying to figure out my life. I'm just kind of letting ideas marinate and processing what I need to before moving on to things that I'm not ready for.
The third thing, I am really trying to work on boundaries. Boundaries are basically just a way of establishing where I start and end as a person and where you or another person starts and ends as a person. It allows me to own and take care of my own stuff and allows other people to own and take care of their stuff. Boundaries help communicate my wants and needs and also to acknowledge and respect and honor the wants and needs of other people. Some examples of boundaries are saying no, even though it's not always easy. No is a complete sentence. Knowing when and to whom to share personal information, not compromising my physical or mental health for other people, having my own identity, speaking up about things instead of just carrying resentment about it, and things like that. I feel like having boundaries tag teams very nicely with my other two things that I am trying to embrace and learn from and grow from. What are the things that you are excited about learning and bringing into your life and embracing? Would love to know. Bye!
Here we are again. Okay,